They wake up and they go, I'm late.
然后他们在讲说我们已经迟到了，
And they grab the nearest clothing that they can find.
然后他们随便抓到一个东西，他就进去了，
And then they get in the car.
然后他们就跑到他的车子里面去。
And for some of our teenagers, you can tell, they haven't combed their hair.
对某些年轻人，你可以看得出来，因为他们头发都还没有梳，
They haven't brushed their teeth.
也许他们有些人还没有刷牙。
And they're in a rush. They forget their Bible and everything at home.
他们这么急凑啊，有的时候连圣经都忘了拿。
And then they come running up the stairs to the youth room, and they're exhausted.
然后他们很急凑的赶到教堂里面，他们已经非常的疲劳。
So we tell them, stop.
所以我常常跟他们讲说，你们要慢一点，停下来。
Let's take a moment and quiet our hearts down before God before we worship Him.
我们在崇拜之前呢，安静我们的心，来到神面前。
And then we pray for every single one who comes in because we desire for them to meet God in a way that will be real to them.
我们也希望每一位到教堂里面的来，我们替他祷告，让他们能够亲自的经历神。
The Pharisee who is deluded about prayer,
这个法利赛人呢，对他自己的这个祷告所蒙蔽，
he wanted to show off how good he was.
他要表现他自己多好。
Does he really need God from the way he prayed?
从他的祷告中间，你认为他真正需要神吗？
Probably not.
也许不需要。
The second thing is the Pharisee was deluded by himself.
第二件事情呢，就是这个法利赛人被他自己所蒙骗。
He thought that he was accepted by God for what he did and by what he didn't do.
他认为呢，他已经被神所接受，对他所做的善事已经被神所接受。
The Jews during that time, they were required to fast only one time a year.
在那个时候呢，犹太人每一年被要求要禁食一次。
It was the highest holiday on the Jewish calendar, the Day of Atonement.
在犹太人的这个月历上呢，这个赎罪祭是一个最神圣的一个日子。
But instead, this Pharisee, he fasted twice a week.
但是呢，这个法利赛人呢，说他一年禁食2次，
And he tithed everything that came into his possession.
然后呢，他所有东西他奉献1/10，
Even tiny herbs from his garden. I'm sorry, am I making it hard for you?
No, I missed it.
Oh, even tiny vegetables from his garden, herbs.
哦，他即使他自己这个园子里面的这个蔬菜，他也奉献。
He was deluded by himself.
他呢，实在是被他自己所蒙骗。
But
Go ahead.
But in reality, he wasn't accepted at all.
但事实上呢，这并不是这样子。
And lastly, the Pharisee was deluded about the sinner. About the sinner. He was deluded about the sinner.
他其实上自己是被他自己的罪过所蒙骗。
He thought the tax collector was a great sinner, and he was right about that.
他以为这个税吏呢是一个最大的一个罪人，而且他觉得他认为这个就是他这个正确的想法。
He thought the sinner, the tax collector, was not accepted by God.
他认为呢这个罪人呢是不被神所接受。
But the sinner went home closer to God than the Pharisee did.
但是呢，这个税吏呢，他回去了以后，他比这个法利赛人更接近神。
A question which I struggle with very often is, what would Jesus possibly look like if he entered a church like this?
我常常问我自己一个问题，就是假如说今天来到我们这个教堂的时候，他会怎么样想？
One big joke I have with our teenagers is we talk about, is he Asian?
我常常跟青少年聚会的时候，我问他们说：“你们认为说耶稣是一个亚洲人吗？”
Because when you grow up in Sunday school, you see pictures of Jesus. He has blonde hair, he has blue eyes. He looks like he's from this country.
因为我们在从这个主日学的时候，从小的时候就看到所有的照片，还有画像上有关耶稣都是像一个西方人，他好像是从美国来的。
But in reality, Jesus truly is Asian.
事实上呢，耶稣确实
Not Asian like Chinese.
确实是一个亚洲人，虽然他不是一个中国人。
But he was Asian because he came from the nation of Israel, which is found on the continent of Asia.
因为他亚洲人，因为他是从以色列来的，以色列确实在亚洲。
I believe if Jesus came into a church, he would not come as we would expect him to.
我觉得，假如说耶稣来的话，我们大家都没有感觉到他 他会来。
When he would come in, he'd probably be a person who'd be hard to fit in.
假如他真的来到我们教堂的话，也许他没有办法融入我们教堂里面。
He would say things probably people wouldn't like to hear.
也许他会讲一些让我们所不喜欢听的事情。
He would hang out with people that we would think would be troublemakers.
他也许会跟一些我们认为有问题的小孩子或年人在一起。
Jesus would hang out with those that we would call great sinners.
耶稣呢，他会跟我们认为是罪人的人在一起。
Are we more like the Pharisee or are we more like the sinner?
所以我们比较像法利赛人呢，还是比较像罪人？
The sinner knew where the problem was and he called to God for his mercy.
假如是一个罪人的话，他自己晓得自己有罪，他求神来怜悯他。
He knew how much he sinned.
他自己晓得他犯了多少的罪，
He knew how much money he stole from people.
他也晓得他拿了别人多少钱，
He knew how many people he had wronged.
他也晓得他抢了别人多少东西。
Do we know how much money that we steal?
我们晓不晓得我们自己偷了别人什么东西吗？
Many of you may say, no, I don't steal.
也许你们有人会说，我从来没有偷过东西。
But let's think about our taxes.
但是你有没有想到，你们在这个填写这个报税单的时候，你们是不是有偷政府的东西？
Maybe you didn't report as much income as you could have reported.
也许在报税的时候，你没有把你所有的这个所得的这个金钱都报在这个税单上面。
Just think of the times that we say, for those parents in here, that we say our children are a couple of years younger than they really are so that they can get a discount.
所以我在这里在座的父母呢，我想跟你讲，也许有的时候会对他们讲说，好像这些小孩子是比他们实际年龄小几岁，
Especially at a restaurant.
尤其是在你到餐馆里面的时候，他们讲说你要付孩童价钱的时候，你就会把你的小孩子的年龄稍微报小几岁。
Also, the sinner, he humbly sought God.
而且呢，我们可以看到这个罪人呢，他真的是很谦卑的寻求神，
His humble faith saved him.
他的这个谦卑反而救了他。
The Pharisee looked at the tax collector with disapproval.
这个法利赛人看到这个税吏呢，一副不屑的看法。
A question that we have to ask ourselves is, do we look at people in church with disapproval?
所以我要问各位，就是说，我们来到教堂的时候，我们看到别人，是不是我们也在指责他们？
As a youth pastor, one of my greatest goals is for our teens to be able to reach out to their friends and share with them about Jesus Christ.
身为一个牧师，我常常教导年轻人呢，要能够出去帮助别人，让他们来认识神。
One of the biggest reasons why our kids won't invite their friends to church is because they've shared with me that they don't think their friends will be accepted.
我常常跟年轻人谈说，为什么他们不带其他的朋友来？他们跟我讲说，因为他不认为他们的朋友会在这个教会里面被接受。
We joke about it. They will only invite their friends who are with them in orchestra.
所以我们常常开玩笑的讲说，他们只会邀请他们的朋友来参加我们教会的音乐会。
They'll only invite members of the math team.
他们只会邀请他们在学校里面数学的一起学习的同学。
Several times, some parents have mentioned to me that they won't want to send their teenagers to the youth group.
我常常听到一些父母讲说，他们不希望把他的小孩子送到这个教会的这个青少年活动中间，
And the reason is because of the teens who are there already.
因为这个小孩子在教会这个青少年团契中间的小孩子，他们有一些忧虑。懂吗？
Oh, okay. I thank them for their honesty,
我很感谢他们的这个诚实，
and I hope that they can find a youth group that they approve of.
我希望他们能够找到一个青少年的团契，所以他能够同意可以把他的小孩子送去。
Because one thing I want to do is I want to make sure that all the teens will walk into this church feel welcome.
所以我希望我们的教会里呢，所有的年轻人到我们教会里的时候，都能够受到我们的教会的接受。
They may not wear the best of clothes.
也许他们这些年轻人并不是穿最有名的服装，
Their clothes may be too big where it looks like it's going to fall on the floor.
也许他们穿的衣服都很大，并不适合他们的身材。
Their clothes may be too tight where that if they take a deep breath, it'll rip apart.
他们所穿的衣服也许太紧了，当他们深呼吸的时候，这个衣服都会胀破。